Welcome back to Beelzebub the Jag. I've been and fetched my router. Actually, this is the wrong router for the job. This is a handheld router. What I need for this job is an overhead router or a table router, whereby the router's mounted in the table. You don't hold the router. You lay the workpiece up. But anyway, I've got a table. And I've got a handheld router, but I don't have a router to fit in the table. So I'm going to have to do this by hand. So at best, it'll do a bit of a rough and blobby cut. But so long as it's roughly right, I'll be able to sort of plane and file. In fact, yes, I should be able to sort of, just clean it up with chisels. What I want to do is these sort of semicircles here that are the part of the swage line. I'm going to cut those first. Now, I'd guessed that these were 7mm, but I've measured. I've written 7mm on the paper, but I've measured it. It's 5mm. Now this one's quite complicated. It goes from 5mm to about 7 to about 10. It gets much deeper, really quite deep. That one folds down into the middle of the well, where the centre of the hub of the spare wheel gets screwed down. That's quite deep. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and cut. But of course we also need a nice sort of profile, and I've chosen a circular cutting tool. If we spin that round, it's got a semicircular head on it, so that should put a nice sort of curve. Let me have a go anyway, and we'll see. And I'm going to have to pause the camera because I've forgotten my my cable extension. Let me just pause the camera. Right, I'm back. I've got my extension cable. Let's have a go anyway. And if this works, then I'll try and the other profile that that one's going to be a lot more difficult. How will I do this? Because that's the high bit. So all of this will have to be sort of. What I'll do, I'll turn the plank over and I'll route out. I'll leave this bit high and I'll route out the vast majority of it, but let's see if I can actually do a small bit first. This one's going to be the most difficult. I'm going to do the 5mm cuts first. I'll do the 5mm on that one, then I'll run back over this one and go a bit deeper, but not all the way, with the 7mm, and then about half of it I'll do a 10mm. So that one will be a bloody difficult cut, but let's see. Actually, I haven't even switched this thing on. Yeah, it does work. But I've got I'm doing this entirely freehand, which is something of a nuisance. Let's see if I can. It is a nuisance doing it entirely freehand. It's nice to have a table, but I do have a table. I just haven't got the correct router to go in the table. So I can't actually see. Let's have a look. My head's probably getting in the way. I can't see. I can just about see now. God, this is awkward. Very awkward. There's the bottom. Okay, it'll either work or it won't. Not bad, very promising, Let's see. I've left the microphone over there, so you probably didn't hear me for the last couple of minutes, but let's just pop the mic back on. I'm not very well prepared, am I? But let's have another go. I can't actually see what I'm doing. It's such an awkward cut, because I really need to be doing this in an overhead table, but not to worry, I just have to manage. Okay, that's not bad at all. Let's see if I can finish it off without ruining it. Where's the button? Okay, it needs a little bit more work, but the basic idea is there. It just needs a bit more cleaning. It is quite rough, as I said it would be, but I've got the channel and I've got the profile. So I'll just run over that, clean that up a bit, and I'll do the other two exactly the same. Then on this one, it's going to be so much more difficult. I need to cut out the 5mm, then do about half of it to about 7.5, and then do about a third of it to a 10mm, so that it's got a deep chamfer. But yeah, this should be okay. So we'll screw a piece of steel over there, and I'll be able to bash that in. But I'm not going to do any more of this on camera, because it's going to take me about half an hour to get this clean. And I do need to get it smooth, because any of these little bumps, that obviously I've just quickly roughed that out, but you know, now that I know it's going to work, I'm going to go through them very, very smooth. Any of these little bumps will show through in the steel when I go chasing it through with a rubber mallet. But yeah, I'm going to turn the camera off now and spend probably 30 minutes, really cleaning this and making the best job possible, and then we'll see if I can turn the piece over and cut in the other side, the opposite side of this template, which is going to be a lot more difficult, but I think it'll work. Just needs a bit of patience.